Welcome back, my dear students, to the offline video series of Geography of Class 6. Today, in this video, we are going to revise lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. So, let's get started with our revision. So, we will start the revision with lesson number 1, the Earth and the Graticule. First, we will understand what do we mean by latitudes and longitudes. Afterwards, we will study about parallels of latitudes and meridians of longitudes. And the last topic, graticule. So let's get started with the parallels of latitude. So first of all, what do we mean by latitudes and longitudes? Latitudes and longitudes are the horizontal and vertical lines which are present on the surface of the earth. Actually, these lines are only imaginary lines to understand the location of a particular place or a particular area or a particular region. So, parallels of latitudes are the lines which you can see in the figure. These parallels of latitudes, the length of these parallels of latitudes goes on decreasing as it goes away from the equator, but its angular distance goes on increasing. Angular distance is measured in degrees. The numbers which are shown in this figure are nothing but the angular distance with respect to the center of the earth. The center of the earth is also shown on the diagram. As I told you that the length of parallels of latitudes goes on decreasing as you go away from the equator, then the largest parallel will be the equator at the center, which divides the earth into two equal parts. And the smallest parallels of latitudes appear as a point at the polar sides, and they are called as North Pole and South Pole respectively. Usually, when we measure or mention the value of these parallels of latitudes, we use the alphabet N and S to indicate the angular distance of parallels of latitudes in northern and southern hemisphere respectively. For example, 10 degree north will be indicated as 10 degree N. 20 degree S will be used for indicating 20 degrees south. Similarly, we can use the alphabets N and S to indicate the angular distance of parallels of latitudes in northern and southern hemisphere respectively. Now, we will study about the concept of angular distance. The location of any place on the earth is determined with respect to the center of the earth. When we do this, we consider a straight line joining the point on the surface and the center of the earth as shown in figure. At the center, it makes an angle with the plane of the equator. Line MV is considered as the plane of the equator over here. The measure of this angle, that is angle XMV, is used to determine the locations. For example, in figure 1.3, the measure of angle XMV is 30 degree. That is, its angular distance with respect to the equator or the center of the earth is 30 degree. Now, can you tell me the angular distance of y with respect to equator? The angular distance of y with respect to equator will be 60 degree. So, figure 1.3 shows you some other plane. It passes through x. It is parallel to the plane of the equator. Observe the diagram and see how it meets the surface of the earth, and note that it forms a circle on the surface. Any point on this circle and the equatorial plane will form an angle of 30 degree with respect to the center of the earth. The next topic which we are going to study is meridians of longitudes. Meridians of longitudes are the vertical lines present on the surface of the earth. One meridian of longitude, which is present at the center, divides the earth equally into two parts, but it is divided vertically. That is, it divides the earth into eastern and western hemisphere, while equator divides the earth into northern and southern hemisphere horizontally. The shape of these parallels of latitudes appear to be semicircular. One of these meridian is considered to be 0 degree, that is the meridian at the center, and it is called as prime meridian. The angular distance of all the other meridians from the prime meridian are measured in degrees, and they are called as longitudes. You can see in the diagram the 0 degree and 180 degree meridian lie opposite on the globe, forming one complete circle. This circle divides the earth into eastern and western hemisphere. All the meridians are equal in size. They are never parallel to each other, and all the parallels meet at North Pole and South Pole. In this figure, the meridians in eastern hemisphere are labeled as 30 degree E, 60 degree E, 90 degree E, 120 degree E, and 150 degree E. Similarly, the meridians in western hemisphere are labeled as 30 degree W, 60 degree W, 90 degree W, 120 degree W, and 150 degree W. So, the alphabets E and W are used for indicating the angular distance of these meridians in eastern and western hemisphere respectively. Now, we will start with the revision of lesson number 2. Let us use the graticule. In this lesson, we are going to study about some important parallels and meridians on the surface of the earth, and how many parallels and latitudes are required for finding the location of a place, for describing the extent of a region, and for describing the extent of linear features like roads and rivers. So, first we will start with the topic important parallels and meridians. There are different important parallels and meridians on the surface of the earth. The first important parallels are 90 degree North Pole and South Pole, which are present in the diagram. As you can see, 90 degree North Pole and South Pole are at the top corner and bottommost corner of the diagram. Next are 66 degree 30 minutes north, which is called as Arctic Circle, which is present in northern hemisphere, and 66 degree 30 minutes south, which is present in southern hemisphere, and it is called as Antarctic Circle. Next is 23 degree 30 minutes north, which is called as Tropic of Cancer, and 23 degree 30 minutes south in southern hemisphere, which is called as Tropic of Capricorn. At the center is 0 degree equator, which divides the earth into two equal parts, northern and southern hemisphere. Now, based on the region which is occupied by these important parallels, the distribution of sun rays and the amount of temperature is being decided. You can see in your left side, the area of perpendicular sun rays is shown between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Similarly, the area of slanting rays is shown between Antarctic Circle and Arctic Circle. After that, the area of very slanting rays is shown between North Pole and South Pole. As the amount of sun rays reaches on the surface of the earth, the temperature increases and decreases accordingly. Now, about the meridians. The two important meridians are shown. Towards the left side is the 0 degree longitude, to which we call it as 0 degree prime meridian also. To your right side is the 180 degree longitude. Both these forms one complete circle which divides the earth vertically into eastern and western hemisphere. The 0 degree longitude or prime meridian is an important meridian. The main purpose of this is to fix the global standard time and to coordinate the standard times of different countries. This meridian is also called as Greenwich Meridian. Global standard time is known as Greenwich Mean Time. The 180 degree longitude or 180 degree meridian is also important. From the prime meridian, other meridians are also marked west and east up to 180 degree. The 180 degree meridian lies completely opposite to the prime meridian. The international date line is marked with reference to this meridian. The equator as well as all the other pairs of opposite meridians forms the great circles. These great circles are used for finding the minimum distance between any two places on the surface of the earth. As I told you that latitudes and longitudes or parallels and meridians are used for finding the location of a place on the earth. For describing the location of a place, one parallel and one meridian is required. For describing the extent of a region, two parallels and two meridians are required. And for describing the extent of linear features like roads, rivers, etc., the latitudes and longitudes of their terminal points are required.